It's pretty clear what the biggest headline today is. Tax relief for the middle class, and it's only fair. We are talking about the workhorse of the Indian economy. Any crisis, they are on the front line, whether it's a global pandemic or mass corporate layoffs or rising inflation or even a recession. And the Indian middle class was pretty battered leading up to 2025. They were desperate for some tax relief, and today the government delivered.
बजट का फोकस इस बात पर रहता है कि सरकार का खजाना कैसे भरेगा, लेकिन ये बजट उससे बिल्कुल उल्टा है। लेकिन ये बजट देश के नागरिकों की जेब कैसे भरेगी, देश के नागरिकों की बचत कैसे बढ़ेगी। साथियों, अब इस बजट में 12 लाख रुपए तक की आय को टैक्स से मुक्त कर दिया गया है। सभी आय वर्ग के लोगों के लिए टैक्स में भी कमी की गई है। इसका बहुत बड़ा फायदा हमारे मिडिल क्लास को, इससे बहुत बड़ा लाभ होने वाला है।
No income tax for up to 12 lakhs in annual income. That is the big headline. Now, we've seen some confusion around this online. Is 12 lakh the exemption limit? Is 12 lakh the rebate limit? What if I make 13 lakh rupees? Do I just pay for the extra 1 lakh? Let's answer some of these questions first. Some taxpayers in India are eligible for rebates. Think of these as refunds. You pay a particular amount as taxes throughout the year, but at the end of the year, you get a refund, meaning your effective tax rate is 0. Right now, only people earning up to 7 lakh rupees are eligible for that rebate. But the government has raised it to 12 lakh rupees. Now remember, this is not the exemption limit, this is the rebate limit. If you earn even 1 more rupee, you will be taxed. Let's say your income is 12 lakh 50,000 rupees, then you must pay a tax of 67,500 rupees. So consult your accountant and understand this new regime. And don't be disappointed if you earn over 12 lakhs, because there's good news for you too. The government has tweaked the tax slabs to help you. Earlier, anything over 15 lakhs was taxed at 30%. Now more slabs have been introduced. 12 to 16 lakh is 15% tax. 16 to 20 lakh is 20% tax. 20 to 24 is 25% tax, and anything above 24 lakh rupees a year is 30% tax. All these categories stand to gain from the new slabs. Now let's address 2 questions. 1, why was this tax relief necessary? And 2, what will be its impact? India received a big financial jolt in the second quarter of this financial year. Our GDP grew by just 5.4%. It was down from 6.7% in the quarter before that, down to 5.4%. A big reason for that was low consumption. We are talking about the money spent by Indian households. This expenditure makes up 55% of India's GDP. If they spend more, our GDP rises. If they don't, our GDP falls, which is why the government has given tax relief. When you cut taxes, you put more money in people's pockets. When people have more money, they spend it, and when they spend it, the GDP rises. This is the chain reaction that the Indian government is hoping for, and that is why this tax break was necessary to spur growth. Which brings us to the second question. Will that happen? Will people spend more and boost the GDP? Well, the market certainly thinks so. Stocks of auto companies and consumer goods raced ahead in today's trade. Clearly, they expect spending to rise. But don't forget one crucial factor. In 2023, only 1.6% Indians paid income tax. Only 1.3% Indians earn more than 5 lakh rupees in a year. And these are the people who stand to benefit. Can such a small group drag the Indian economy back? That's the question to watch out for. Either way, one thing is clear, the government has made a big admission today that the middle class is the future, not just of India's politics, but also of India's economy. If India is to become a developed country by 2047, you need to grow the middle class. I think a good start is to quantify them. There is no single definition of who is middle class. There is no income threshold. How many people qualify to be in this bracket? Some reports say 31% of India's population is middle class. If true, that's a very broad category, perhaps too broad to be clubbed together. So the key is to identify and quantify this crucial demographic, the middle class. Only then can you formulate policies to help them. We're calling the show Vantage. We hope you like what we've put together for you. Touted as the minimum defense from that video. India's neighbors were the first to send this special edition of Vantage live from the White House throughout this week. Yes, Hindu Mandir in we're on our way to Tel Aviv. Measure, but it's also the perfect way to drive.
I don't think that
Prime Minister of Bhutan, Sherin Tagwe. Welcome to
60% of the world's
office. Prime Minister Modi did the iron.
we were actually
How are you doing? How do you like? It's been 1 year since that meeting. Iron bars separate you from the outside. Out the vote effort. Trump had, it says, and at $4.3 trillion. 4.3 billion by 2030. That's what we need to tackle climate change.